Members and welcome to the Manzil Learning and Networking platform. A warm welcome to all the members and our visitors. We are delighted that you could join us today and look forward to hearing more about your business later in the meeting. Before we begin, I request everyone to please mute your mic but keep your videos on. Keeping videos will ensure that you are at least with us virtually in the entire term, and this will help us to make it an interactive session. A bit about me: I'm Prerna Arora, professionally a financial consultant since last 11 years, and I have been helping people with suitable investment options for wealth creation and financial security for their family. Let me begin this meeting by introducing Manzil Learning and Networking Platform. Manzil focuses on extraordinary business learning, accountability, and building fruitful relationship for all its members, and this will be demonstrated in our meeting. It is a professional fraternity of business owners and professionals from diverse fields. This group is a platform to leverage the power of business training. Here we work as a group to help each other grow our business and own our skills as professionals. Visitors, if you are a business owner or a professional who is looking for growth, then you have come to the right place. Do attend this session till end and check out yourself how this platform can make a difference in your business. You may also visit our website manzilindia.com for further details. We at Manzil also discuss our business problems here, engage in fraternity bonding, stay updated with the latest trends. We also exercise a very powerful tool of generating business referrals for the members. Our meeting takes place twice a month, that is second and fourth Saturday. We generally begin the meeting from 8:30, but the networking time starts from 8:15 itself. So you are requested to log in from 8:15. The meeting will be from 8:30 to 10, and every Wednesday we have a member presentation which is 8:30 to 9 a.m., where a Manzil member does value addition for the members through their business details. Okay. So for the first part of the meeting today, I would request our peer member, Mr. Anupam Shukla, for feature presentation and to educate members and visitors about his business. Mr. Anupam Shukla is a passionate person having 15 plus years of experience in field of software and now automobiles. From senior roles in various organizations like Samsung, Royal Bank of Scotland, TomTom, which is the biggest GPS company, Finserv, Alcatel, Lucent, and Ericsson. His role included from R&D to production management, quality and operations to sales, and complete business management. Out of his passion, word of service came into the existence, and now he is utilizing his software skill with passion. Qualification wise, he is a BTech, MBA, and LLB, and now he is planning to go ahead with PhD. His next big target is EV kits for all diesel and petrol cars. So over to Mr. Anupam Shukla for his presentation.
Uh, Hi all, my name is Anupam Shukla, and I'll present to you my business, which is World of Service, and we'll start with our presentation. Prina, we can go to the first slide. So World of Service was born out of passion, and this passion was primarily with respect to automobile, and the where we see a gap was between authorized service centers to roadside mechanic. We saw a gap in which we wanted to address this gap with the help of our initiative, which is World of Service. Today we have three outlets. One is in Noida, second is in Chennai, and the third is coming up in Greater Noida. All these are self-owned and self-operated models in which we don't actually believe in franchisees. So we are running the show ourselves. From smallest part to the biggest part of the business, it is us who is running it. And what we primarily do. Okay, so what we do is we are into car service, car modification, and car and performance enhancements. So when I say car service, it basically means whichever car you're driving, whether it is a Nano, it is an Audi, it is a BMW, it is a Merc, any and every brand of cars we service. how do we service these cars, or why do we service these cars, and why do we see a importance in this role? The way automotive market is currently shaped, it is more of a monopolist market. So we wanted to break a monopoly, and this monopoly, by the breaking of monopoly, we gave a value add to all our customers, because the kind of a cost which we charge versus the kind of a cost which is being charged by authorized service center, we see a value or a cost saving from 30% to 7,000%. I repeat, the cost saving comes from 30 to 7,000%. And we have various business cases, which some of the business cases I'd like to showcase it to you today, in which we have done a massive cost saving, and how we have done it, we'll also try to explain that. So today, World of Service is about 6 years young. We are almost 6 years in business, with 3 outlets served in Delhi NCR. All the corporates, we have served almost 60 to 70% of the corporates, in which these are the professionals who work in these various corporates, apart from businessmen and these cars which comes to us. So basically, a comparison between an authorized service center versus World of Service. Why we compare between an authorized service center? Because what we believe, in the first 3 years, the cars goes to authorized service center, and once the 3 year of warranty warranty is over, then a role of World of Service starts. In fact, we have seen cars even before 3 years coming to us, because they don't trust the authorized service center. So now they don't tell you the technical know-how. That's a comparison. Authorized service center is a black box. Say, for example, Sandeep sir, who's owning a Honda City. So now, if his car goes to a Honda service center, the authorized service center will not tell you what technical problem the car has and how they have solved it. In fact, the people will not even be allowed on floor. That they go on floor and they see the car getting repaired, and they see the car, why is it being repaired, what parts are being changed. So all these things are a black box in authorized service center, whereas in World of Service, it's an open book. You can come over to us, you can see the cars, you can talk to the people, why is the part being getting changed, how can we repair it. So our belief is more on the repair side of the story than replacement side of the story. So one, technical know-how in terms of visibility to the customer. Secondly, the parts, they believe that they are bounded by the practices of the manufacturer, which says the replacement of part. Whereas in case of World of Service, we believe what is right to be done for the car. So if a repair can happen in which we can save your money, we try to do the repair. Thirdly, they don't work, in front of your eyes. In our case, it's an open book. You can come over, sit there, and get your car repaired in front of you. And that's one of the biggest marketing what we had today, because we believe in referral marketing, in which most of the people who come to us give us referrals based on the trust and confidence they gained, and that's how our business progressed. You cannot interact with the SME in authorized service center, whereas in our case, you can surely interact with all of us. And then you have, in terms of customization, we do a lot of customization uh, with respect to a car, whether it is seat cover, whether it is projector headlights. So each and every part of a car, we are into customization as well. Whereas in authorized service center, they will only give you point A to point B. They have a high cost of spares compared to us. This is typically true for all the German brands of cars, whether it is Audis, BMWs, Mercs, Jaguars. So most of these imported cars, or most of these German cars, what I'll say, have a very high spare cost. Whereas if we use the spares which are typically from import channel, then the spare costs are much lesser, and the part is 100% same. So that is where most of the value adds comes in. Then they have a very high service labor. Our service labors are less. They don't have accessory work. We do an accessory. Plus, our aim is not, repairing just one car. Our aim is towards the relationship. So, for example, say Sunil sir, his Fortuner comes to us, his Creta also comes to us, his Volvo also comes to us. So we see a value in terms of relationship, because we know any car which the customer might have, we would be able to repair it. Whereas an authorized service center, it is more towards a target driven basis. So that is where a difference or a comparative analysis what we have given. So moving to the next slide, in case you have any questions, do let me know so that I can answer them. So lists of services what we provide. So starting from basic service to extensive one, to engine overhauls, to performance enhancements in terms of car remaps, interior, interior dry cleaning with respect, and then seat covers, bucket seatings, customization, 4 into 2 to 4.3 conversions. So I typically say for Tata Safari, a car which is a 4 by 2, we can convert it to a 4 by 3 when we say we use an MLD, mechanical differential lock in that case, to complete car restoration, to tire solutions, to alignment balancing, repairs, sunroof installations, ECU remaps, rally preparation, and AC services. That's the list of services where we are today. Moving to the next slide. So now in terms of technical, yes, our work is quite technical and quite, this is a technical as well as a hospitality industry, which is what I always say, because one way the customer is waiting for your update and waiting for the car to be delivered. Second way, you need to ensure that the car is 100% fit. Then only it goes to the technical scenario. So our nature of work is, yes, technical. We have mechanical in place, we have electronics, and we have all the softwares talking to the cars. So it's not just mechanical today, complete dynamics. You have aerodynamics in the car, you have hydraulics, you have mechanicals, you have electricals, you have software. So now in terms of technology, people will agree to me that all kinds of technology are embedded in a car. So we need to understand all these technologies, see the integration, how these technologies are being done with each other. What one airbag part talks to the other airbag. So we need to ensure that everything is fit and fine, and then the car gets delivered. So yes, it is a high technical work. And then yes, in terms of managing customer expectation is also very high, because car is no longer a luxury to any individual. It's more of a necessity to all of us. Out of box solution. So we give out of box solution to ensure that your money is being saved. With respect to market, we have a niche market, and we plan to grow it in the same manner. We don't plan to come into a mass market kind of a solution right now. And buying a car is easier than maintaining one. So people will agree to it. And the problem is cars don't speak. So it takes a lot of time to get to the real problem and then rectify it. So we have shown a picture of a Jaguar coming in for an automatic transmission repair. So a work was being done and it was being delivered nicely. Moving to the next slide. So these are list of customers. These are also my gift. So anybody who wants to connect in any of these companies, I can connect you over to all of these companies. In fact, whether it is Global Logic, Cognizant, TCS, Ericsson, Genpact, Barco, Sapient. In fact, any and every name in corporate, we have connections and we have people who are visiting us. So I would be able to connect you, may not be to the purchase department, but to the various departments where we have customers. Moving to the next slide. So some of the business cases which I like to present. So a BMW 5 Series which came in for a accidental repair, the cost of authorized service center was 11 lakhs. Our cost was 3.2 lakhs. Another case of Mercedes-Benz C250, in which the cost of authorized service center was about 18 to 22 lakhs for an engine overall. Our cost was 5.4 lakhs. Another business case of Mercedes ML250, the cost of authorized service center was roughly 22 lakhs. Our cost was about 4.5 lakhs. A Tata Safari major accidental repair, the cost in which we changed the chassis, the cost of authorized service center was about 4 lakhs. Our cost was almost 2 lakh rupees, and that too in insurance. A Toyota Altis repair cost was 18 lakhs in authorized service center. Our cost was about 4 lakhs. And similarly, a Vento Petrol, an authorized service center, was costing 5.6 lakhs for a transmission change. Our cost was 1.8 lakhs. And a Honda Accord Petrol cost of repair was 2.5 lakhs for a transmission issue. Our cost was 65,000. So why a difference? Because we only replace those parts which were faulty, not the complete assemblies here. So most of these parts were repaired and being reused. And all these cars are doing fit and fine. I can give you references also of customers. They are happy with the work which is being done. So moving to the next slide. So this is basically a typical showcase of why these cost differences are there. This is a showcase of BMW X1, in which what authorized service center was quoting. Actually, all these manufacturers, they don't make parts. It is the OEMs which, it is the OEM part supplier which makes these parts. So in case we are able to source those specific parts from OEM parts supplier, whether it's through an import channel, the cost variance is a lot, and we are happily doing it, and we are quite successful here. So this was a BMW X1 suspension cost 93,000 versus 50,000 rupees. And why these differences? Which part was being used? Which make was being used? Or all being specified. And the car is doing absolutely great and absolutely fine. Almost a 55% cost saving was being achieved here. So moving to the next slide. So critical problems which we solved in some of the cars. It was a Tata Safari which was loaded with all the features. So if you ask me one thing which we did not do, I would say you name us one thing which we did not do in car. We did all the things. So whether it was an engine overall, whether it was suspension, whether it was body work, whether it was alignment, balancing, tires, alloys, projector headlights, performance modification, MLD installation. So it was a complete restoration of Safari. Land Rover, multiple engine overhauls will be done. Audi A6 and a V6 engine, a six-cylinder engine in which engine overhaul was being done and also a transmission overhaul was being done. In terms of Skoda Superb, multiple engine overhauls, we have done it in the past. Similarly, Mahindra Scorpio, we have done massive amount of overhauls in Scorpios. In fact, in Mahindra XUV, more number of XUV engine overhauls were being done compared to Tata Safaris, although both the engines were designed by the same company known as AVL. Similarly, a Volkswagen Touareg. So in Touareg, this was a massive project which came on a flatbed truck to us, a cost of almost 30,000 rupees given to the flatbed truck people. And from airmatic suspension to complete engine overhaul, body work was everything was being done in this Touareg. So you name a car, you name a brand which we have not done. I would say none. You know, any brand which is present in India, we have almost done work in almost all the brands in India. And then, so this is more of a glimpse of a Safari, which all work was being done. You know, to be true. Starting from engine, suspension, anti-rust, full body paint, tires, alloys, service, brake work, LED lights, MLD installation, bucket seat, carpeting, interior lights in terms of installation of lights, new headlights, projector headlights, DVD players, camera, sensor, everything. You know, this was a single case in which the car came us from Visakhapatnam. The car is back in Visakhapatnam today. So going to the next slide, normal pickups, what we have been, picking up uh, is not only Delhi NCR, Jaipur has been a common pickup point for us. Dehradun has been a pickup point from us. Lucknow has been a pickup point for us. Agra, we pick up a lot of cars. And these are service cars. Gwalior, we have been starting with pickups, for service cars. That is what I'm telling you. All these cars comes to us from quite a lot distance, traveling 200, 300, 400 kilometers just for service. So moving to the next slide. So the farthest car what we got was one from Visakhapatnam, the Safari, and secondly, Honda CRV that came in from Jorat in Assam. That came in on a flatbed truck from Jorat, went back to Jorat on a flatbed truck. Honda asked for about 14 lakhs to repair the chassis of the car. Our cost was 3.2 lakh rupees for the same work. So that was the farthest business case what we have today in world of service Noida. What I'm telling you, in Chennai also similar cases are there, but Noida has got lot of cars which are very 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 far from. So moving to the next slide. So similarly, a Land Rover work was being done. Complete engine overall, all these work. Today also an AC work is being done in Land Rover. An Audi A6 engine overall, injector replacement, the cost was 8 lakh rupees in authorized service center. Our cost was 1.5 lakh rupees. Moving to the next slide. So this was the Audi which we worked in. Similarly, Skoda Superb, lot of business cases for Skoda. It's not only one, we have got multiple number of business cases. Skoda family, when I say Skoda family, Skoda, Volkswagen, Audi, all these cars, I have got huge number of business cases and huge number of happy customers with us today, because the authorized service center are just trying to get all the money in one car. And that's, that's a malpractice, but I thank them that at least they are doing a malpractice. So at least we are valued. Moving to the next slide. So this was the Skoda Superb which we worked on, one of the business cases here. And now we have also developed one more line of business very slowly, which is a car which is repaired by us. We try to help the customer in terms of selling the car. Why? Because we know the car is good. Okay, a business case happened for one of the Skoda Lauras. Laura LNK was there, in which we did engine work, we did full body repaint, and we also did the AC work. So now the customer it was almost 9 years old. So we tried to sell it to one of our customer only. The price what he was getting in market was about 4 lakhs, and we got him 4.5 lakh rupees. So a 50,000 increment, but yes, it was worth it because we were knowing the car, and we wanted at least it should go to a good person who maintains the car nicely. So that is also small activities what we have started. We are trying to help out customers with a better value of resale because we know the car in and out. We can stand by the quality of the car, and that is how this is more of a trust business. So that is how we are able to achieve it. And second, we are coming in big way in terms of EV. So going forward, what we forecast is that all these diesel and petrol cars, say in the next 4 to 5 years, uh, once we have EV scenarios in place in which we have recharge facilities and all, then EV kits will be coming in India in a big manner, similar to a CNG kit installation. I all would agree the way CNG was there in the you see CNG installators everywhere. Similarly, EV installations will come in which diesel and petrol cars engines will be taken off and EV kits will be installed in them, and then the car will again run for the next, say, for the next 10 years. That's what the government is approved. So moving to the next slide. So a little, yeah, after Skoda, so this was again a Skoda work. This was a Touareg 12 lakhs cost versus 2.5 lakh cost, a Palio 1.6. Moving to a previous slide, we missed out one of the things. So this was an anti-rust work in uh, previous slide, Rena. So yeah, just the next picture. The next picture, Rena. So this is the same car. You can see the kind of a damage which been done in an Honda Accord on the rear side. So I have tried to showcase a before picture and an after picture also of the same car. So this is before and after, and we reuse these components of the car. The fender was not being changed, the tail light was being changed, the bumper was being changed, the dicky was again being of the same car. So this is a typical work of a denting which we performed in this car. Moving to the next slide now. Similarly, Safari anti-rust work, Scorpio anti-rust work. You see the black areas. So we removed everything inside the car and we did the anti-rust for these cars. A Laura typical work from an engine, and then a Volkswagen Touareg. Moving to the next slide right now. So again, a Palio 1.6 restored, a Jaguar work. So all these are common common cars which comes to us these days. We started with Fiats, but today, the flavor of the day is always luxury cars. So a Honda Accord work was being done, Mitsubishi Lancer ASC solution versus our solution, and this is again a Team BHP car. Team So moving to the next slide. So typical, yeah, just one slide before. So if you see the complete pillar is not there of this car, an Altis. If you see on the right hand side, the pillar is not there. So Honda wanted to charge, well, Toyota wanted to charge 18 lakhs in this car. Our cost was 3.2 lakhs, including the airbags. 18 lakhs versus 3.2 lakhs. So our business case was strong, sir. 2 minute business case was done. And so the next slide. This is the car now. Just a slide before. So moving to the next slide. So this is a safari in which the chases was won. Just a slide on the next, Prerna. If you see on the left hand side, there is a big iron cap. So this is the chassis of this car. This chassis was bent. So we removed the body of the car. This is a ladder on frame. So we removed the body and installed a new chassis, and the old chassis is lying here, and the car is fit to be delivered. And this was again an insurance. So a detail restoration, a rally preparation. This car came in this rally. This was about 3 years ago. We prepared a rally of Kashish Tandon. We prepared the car of Kashish Tandon. He came as first runner-up in Red Day Himalaya. So that is it from my side. In case you have any questions, and why you can refer us. So yes, we do have about 4.5 rating with 550 reviews today instead of 250. In fact, 1 lakh plus views or 2 lakh plus views on Team BHP website. Very active Facebook page, almost 24,000 likes there. Instagram, thanks to Mr. Anshul, tying up some more things in Instagram. Thanks to few videos of our members here, Anshul's video, Sandeep sir's video, Mohit Bhaiya's video, Sunil Puri sir's video. And Mohit Bhaiya's video has given us good leverage on LinkedIn also today. Almost 700% the posts have increased. So I would be requesting you two things. What my ask is: one, two referrals each, where I will, where we'll try to touch base with all of these customers ourselves, and a small video in case you have done any work from our world of service.
Thank you so much, Anupamji. This was really a wonderful presentation, and I hope now people will be able to generate more and more referrals for you because now they understand your business very well.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So, quickly moving ahead with the next session of the entire meeting. This is a speed referral session. I would request everyone to please share their name, company name, contact number, email ID, professional detail in the chat box. One by one, the name will be called, and based on that, the referrals can be generated. Anuji, would you be able to play the video in between so that they can understand how exactly it works?
Please give me the share screen.
Given, sir.
Thank you, Pankaj sir, for your testimonial. Thank you, sir.
So basically you need to enter all the details in the chat box so that you can be contacted by the person who want to give you the referral. Based on your ask, if somebody has any kind of a referral, it will be marked in the chat box itself, mentioning 1, 2, or the number of referrals that person has. And in case somebody wants to understand more about your business, in that case, that person might mention coffee. So coffee is basically when somebody wants to understand more and more about your business, and based on that, further referral can be generated. The lifespan of the referral is 24 hours generally, so it is advisable if you can contact with the concerned person within 24 hours itself. So moving ahead with the names. Okay. So I would like to begin this with Mr. Abhishek Bij. If you can introduce about your business.
Hi, morning, Manzil. My name is Abhishek. I'm a partner at Design Plus Architects. The firm is older than I am. Started back in 1981. We guys specialize in sports infrastructure, educational design, and community clubs. And what would be really helpful is if you hear any sort of sports infrastructure that's happening in the neighborhood in an RWA, or you're aware of state development that's happening, just help us out with a connect. We'll follow the thread ourselves, but any information currently would be really useful. So just to let you know, we've set a target recently in the last 2 months for the office. Ahmedabad is going to host probably the 2036 Olympics for the country, and our target is at least to bag one stadium there. So we've got 10 years for a build up, and at least so that's the target. So any sort of a sports infrastructure development would be really helpful. Just point us in that direction. That's it. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. Moving ahead, Mr. Amit Chopra, if you can introduce. Mr. Amit Chopra.
Good morning, Manzil members. My name is Amit Chopra. I am from Travel Pals India, and we are into inbound tourism, which is obviously not moving right now. So, at present, we are looking at booking hotels at very good, attractive prices for any meetings or any conferences or small gatherings, weddings. If anybody is looking at, please reach out to me. I will be able to negotiate a good deal for them. Thank you.
Sure. Next is Mr. Anshul Gupta.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anshul Gupta, and I run a design studio by the name of Prastuti Designs. I would request everyone to please subscribe to my page on Instagram. It is by the name of Prastuti Designs. Thank you.
Mr. Anuj Agarwal.
Good morning, Manzil. Myself, Anuj Agarwal. We are helping people for their better sleep through mattresses and home comfort products. We are situated in Noida, Sector 18 since 1997. We are looking for a person who is situated in Noida and NCR for mattresses. Thank you.
Mr. Anupam Shukla. Although had this entire presentation, but I
My name is
still.
Anupam, part of Manzil Group. Uh, we are based in Noida. We are into car servicing, performance enhancements, and modifications. We are based in Noida, Chennai, and Greater Noida. We are looking out for connects, at least 2 referrals from your side. And in case you've got any work, a small video of 1 minute, which we can probably upload in LinkedIn and Instagram to help us a better visibility. Thank you.
Mr. Atul Mohan.
Good morning, Manzil, and hi everyone. My name is Atul Mohan. We are a 15-year-old company in Delhi doing IT consultancy and web project works. So if you are struggling with your Excel sheets or you're struggling with an idea that needs to be put into fruition, do give us a chance. We can probably help you with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Hemant Chauhan. Mr. Hemant Chauhan.
Hi, good morning all. I am Dr. Hemant Chauhan from IIT Delhi. I am from the field of ballistics bulletproofing, and I've done a lot of low-cost automation for Indian Army and medical fraternity, basically my friends. And in future, I wish to move, have my own venture. If someone is interested, I'm presently not running any business to that extent, but I'm serving as a consultant to IIT Delhi. So basically a researcher as on date. So if anyone is looking for any bulletproofing solution, any type of arms and ammunition, protection side, not the killing side, and automation. So I'm into that. I think it's too early. I can understand that you all are like at least 5 year plus of a business people, and I'm not the one. Okay, if anyone is interested in or looking for any kind of automation solution, at least if not bulletproofing solutions, then I'm there. And I was just typing the message for, as per the.
Welcome, Hemant. Good to see you.
Maybe someday I could join your board.
Most welcome, sir.
Moving ahead, Mohita Singh. You're on.
Morning, Manzil. I'm Mohita Singh, and I'm in a unique profession, and that has to do with efficiency. Just like all of us business owners here, we are constantly looking to be more efficient at our work. My work involves people, especially in physical health and mental health, to help them become more efficient. Because none of us were born with the user manual of our bodies. My claim to fame is that I've driven the truck that pulls the Bofors gun. And that is the happiest time of my life. Professionally, I am a UNESCO certified movement facilitator. I'm also the founder of Movement Matters. It's a wellness initiative, one of its kind, which has the potential to change the way this country looks at mental and physical health. So we offer programs to teens, to individuals. These are therapy services to individuals for better physical health, in which we deal with posture and pain management, and for better emotional health, in which we deal with themes for anxiety, stress, insomnia. The techniques are scientific, they are very well rooted in science and creative arts. We have the studio at Sector 44 in Noida, and I'm always up for a cup of tea to help people be ageless and happier, and also would love some connections in, we especially do a great job with small team groups. We are the retainer to certain companies. We do very well. We work with HCL, we work with LG, we work with schools. Of course, I work on individuals. I run programs virtually called Posture Baithaks, which are small group programs for better posture and agility and agelessness. We run this program for small teams, which has recently become very popular. It's called Move Mentoring. Mentoring is a 30-minute capsule for bringing the team together, getting them to move, because sitting is the new smoking today. And so it's the new way of looking at mental health and physical health. Thank you so much.
Mr. Nikhil Gupta.
Good morning, Manjil members. I am CA Nikhil Gupta, partner Agrawal Nikhil & Company. We are practicing in Noida since last 16 years. We always try to make value addition in the business of our client. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Nitin Gupta.
Greetings, everyone. On behalf of Niti Bhav Creative Consulting, we are into the digital space for people needing help on digital creatives, be it rebranding or complete branding of your new initiative. We are always there. Happy clients, live example, Mr. Anupam Shukla, and other brands that we have helped out is Adobe, HCL, Uniqlo. Their printings and everything has been now taken care of with us. So if you have anything that you need in digital space for creatives, reach out to us. Thank you.
Moving ahead now, Mr. Pankaj Agarwal.
Good morning, Manjil. This is Pankaj from 3 Aces Global Logistics. We are into international logistics and custom brokerage services. We have 10 offices across India and worldwide tie-ups. And I'm looking to connect with good export houses, pharmaceutical manufacturers, and any large importer companies in automobile sectors, or who are setting up their new project and new plants in India. Thank you.
Great, sir. Mr. Ratnakar Rai. Mr. Ratnakar.
Good morning, Manzil. Sorry I'm late. I was having some password issues. I'm Ratnakar from Manzil, and I represent Purna Agri Systems. We are consultants in high-tech agriculture, horticulture. We deal in end-to-end solutions in urban farming and open field farming. Currently, my ask is we want you to eat mangoes, so please buy mangoes from me. And my give is Mr. Arvind of Water Sanitation Company. Thank you.
Mr. Rishi Tiwari. Mr. Rishi Tiwari. You can.
Morning. I have already introduced myself, but I'll still kind of give my brief introduction. I'm a part of the TrustBrutus team. I've been a private banker since last 20 years, and I work with Vineet, and I'm based out of Delhi. I take care of the North region.
Thank you, sir. Channa.
Good morning, Manzil and guest. This is Sandeep Channa from Ambience Airtech Private Limited. We are based out of Noida and we provide air conditioning ventilation solutions to institutes and individuals. A good referral for me would be connect to architects, interior designers, builders, civil people who are making their new residences, offices, factories, or renovating them. Thank you.
Mr. Shantanu.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Shantanu Chaturvedi. My company name is The Living Earth. So I'm into business of herbal teas and organic food products. My ask would be to connect to grocery retail shop owners. Thank you.
Mr. Shashank Srivastav. Mr. Shashank.
I'm Shashank Shankar Srivastav, Triple S the coach. I'm the 5 AM club coach. And I take care of your lifestyle basically, because lifestyle I feel is really messed up for most of the people, not waking up on time, sleeping on time, etc. So I take care of that, and my teaching is purely based on the book by Robin Sharma, the 5 AM Club. Thank you. I've just put my details in the chat box also. Thank you.
Mr. Shubham Goyal.
Good morning, Manzil. Myself, Shubham Goyal, practicing chartered accountant in Noida. Mainly deals in consultancy and auditing works, income tax and GST matters. Thank you.
Mrs. Suneet Malhotra.
Good morning, Manzil and the guests. I, Suneet Malhotra, represents Malhotra Jewelers, which is situated at Sharma Market, Atta, Sector 27, Noida. We deals in diamond, gold, pearl, and all precious and silver, precious and non-precious stones and Rudraksha also. And give us your referral, your family and friends. Ask.
Mr. Vikas Agarwal.
Morning, everyone. I am Vikas Agarwal this side from Shriram Plywood, Noida. We are basically into imports of timber and plywood, and you can connect me for your requirement of quality plywood requirement or whatsoever regarding timber and plywood. Thank you.
I hope I have not left anyone else than me. Everyone covered.
Can I introduce myself? Can I introduce myself, Prerna?
आप कैसे छूट गए? I'm so sorry.
No issues, no issues. No. Yeah, please. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sunil Puri. I am into manufacturing of air bubble sheets and pouches. My company name is APPL Packaging, based in Phase 2, Noida. We are the pioneer and the largest manufacturer of this product in India. Our customers are from auto industries, white goods, electronic components, and furniture, etc. My contact details are already in the chat box. Please get me connected with molders of auto components. Thank you so much. Thanks, Prerna.
I'm sorry. Anyone else who is
fine.
there for introduction? Okay.
I think
Ending
everyone
up with mine. So I'm Prerna Arora, and I'm working as a financial consultant since last 11 years. We are into all type of investments and insurances, and we generally help people with the wealth creation. And our office is in Noida, but we serve pan India. So any referrals are most welcome. I would like to connect with corporates mainly at the moment, although we serve individuals as well. So moving ahead to the next part of the meeting, which is the most important part. I would request Mr. Anshul Gupta to introduce our today's speaker, Mr. Vineet Bhagri, because I suppose he is a dear friend to him, and it would be great if he can introduce.
That's it. Thanks, Prerna. So, hi, Vineet.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. So it's a pleasure to introduce Mr. Vineet Bagri. Vineet has had his education in St. Xavier's Collegiate School, Calcutta, and after graduation in commerce, he proceeded to qualify as a chartered accountant. From Kolkata, he then moved to Mumbai, where he worked in the banking and financial industry for the next 18 years. He held key positions in Kotak Bank, Yes Bank, and then proceeded to become a director with Citibank, where he held the position of a director till 2018. In December of 2018, Vineet moved on to become a managing partner with Trust Lotus Wealth Management Managers Private Limited. I can comfortably say that Vineet is an encyclopedia on the history of Indian stock market. He has a great insight into the reason and the result of the various scams since Harshad Mehta. He has a great insight into the history of prominent stockbrokers over the past 40 years, the influential industrialists, and the lesser heard of success stories of a lot of successful companies. Vineet, among other things, can speak 5 languages fluently: Hindi, English, Bengali, Marwari, and Gujarati. So over to you, Vineet.
I can't speak all the 5 languages fluently, though I can understand them reasonably well. In class 7, we had our final exam on Bengali, which I actually failed, which is a secret which I don't like to talk about too much, but thank you for having me here. I was hearing the last 15-20 minutes of discussion, and you know, sometimes when we sit in Bombay and we sit in corporate headquarters, we lose touch of the real economy in India. And when we come to forums like this, we actually hear a lot of the hub and spoke and the screws of the economy and what keeps driving the country. It's very exciting and insightful to see businesses as diverse as people who make mattresses, health, and so on. And this is truly the fabric of India, which you know, keeps this country going through all that it is going through. So with that, you know, I'm going to just try and see if I can cast my presentation. Just give me a moment. Okay. किधर गया भाई? No, I don't think this is the one. Just give me a second, please. I'm not very good at this, so just give me 1 second. Let me just try and find my presentation so we can then get started. I've made a small presentation which is basically related to, yeah, I found it. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. So this is a very small presentation. It's all of 4 pages. And the thought process of doing this very small and succinct presentation was basically to highlight that actually saving, investing, and trying to manage your money is a very simple activity. It's not a very complicated activity. It's just that simple is not always easy. And as we have learned in our life, what is simple is actually very difficult to implement and to execute. So that is really the thought process behind this presentation. And I'm going to run you through, maybe it will take me about half an hour to talk through the entire points, and then we can have a little bit of question answer after that. That works?
Absolutely.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so I'm going to, can you see my presentation on the screen?
And
okay, yeah, let's go. So, you know, this is the first small slide about why.
Vinitji, you may want to enlarge it though.
Okay, just hold on. Let me try and find the.
Yeah. Or you can help, you can give the remote to somebody.
No, it's all right. This is fine. Yeah. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's visible.
It's okay.
So the first slide, actually, this is the presentation is just like a reference to guide about what we are talking about. But most of the stuff is what I'm going to talk about. So I think this is the philosophy, and broadly speaking, it's very important to understand why you are investing. You know, everybody thinks that you should invest, but really you have to ask, why do you want to invest? And there are many reasons why people invest. You know, they invest for the right reasons, for the wrong reasons, for mixed multitude of reasons. And broadly speaking, internationally, the reason people invest is basically to meet certain predefined targets or predefined desires. Like, for example, somebody can invest to save and buy a car, somebody can invest for their retirement, somebody can invest to buy a house, and so on. So that's really why you are investing. And always in your journey, you should spend a moment in thinking about why you want to invest and what is it that you want as an outcome. Making money is not an outcome. Making money is a byproduct, or it is the process. The outcome is, for example, that you want to buy a bigger house, or you want to travel the world, or you want to send your children to overseas for higher education. That is really a purpose. So I think it is very important to understand why you should invest. The second thing is the impact of inflation. And, you know, I think it's very important that you understand clearly that what is costly today will become costlier tomorrow. And that essentially is inflation. So, you know, sometimes we tend to mistake inflation with the price of goods and services. It is not that. आज आप अगर दाल चावल खा रहे हैं तो दाल चावल कल शायद इतना महंगा नहीं होगा, या होगा भी तो it's not going to become 5 times, 10 times. But your consumption habits itself will change. Today, you may be driving a small car. Tomorrow, you may want to drive a bigger car. That is inflation for you, because the quality of consumption will keep going up as you age, as you grow into your life, as you make more money. That always happens. As you grow older, your consumption and investment and expenditure into things like healthcare, education, entertainment will keep going up. And that actually drives your personal inflation in terms of how much money you need at that point of time to survive. My benchmark is that you should think that your expenses are going to go up between 8 and 10% every year. From the time you are maybe 25 till the time you're about 50. Thereafter, it hits a plateau. It doesn't go up much more than that. But, you know, by the time you're 50, you're pretty much settled in terms of where you are in your journey and how much you are going to be actually needing going forward. So that's something to remember. There is always a decision that has to be made on whether you should spend first or you should invest first. There is no right answer. It depends entirely on your stage of life. It depends also about how much you earn. There is a point in curtailing today's consumption to save and to invest so that you can consume more in the future. But it depends on your income. Somebody who's earning 30,000-40,000 rupees a month, for him today is more important than tomorrow. But same way, somebody who's earning 5 lakhs a month, if that guy is not investing today, then they are making a mistake. So you have to take a very conscious call in terms of how much you are earning, what is the actual requirement for you to spend in your living standard, and then think about investing. The next point which is mentioned here is about how do you measure your investing? In my opinion, you know, I look at a number of my gross income, and then I look at what is the percentage of my gross income I save. So broadly speaking, if you are earning 100 rupees, and it depends on where you are in the taxation bracket and what have you, you will earn anything between 60 to 90 rupees as post-tax income. So essentially already 10 to 30, 40%, depending on what your income is, goes away as taxes. After that, you have to think about how much you are saving. So the number I track is if you are saving, say, 30, 40% of your gross income, you're doing a great job. Most people end up saving between 10 and 15, 20% of their gross income. But it's okay. I think at the end of the day, it depends on where you are. At the age of 25, if you are even saving 8% of your gross income, it's a very good thing. At the age of 50, if you are not saving 25% of your gross income, then you are actually making a mistake or you've lost the plot somewhere. So that's something that you have to think about. how does compounding work? Actually, compound interest and how money grows is actually the eighth wonder of the world, because compounding works even when you are sleeping. And the way I measure it, it's a very simple formula. It's called the rule of 70. So if you basically look at, let's say, something that makes a 10% return, and you divide 70 by 10, that's the number of years you need for your money to double. So I will repeat it. Let's say you have 100 rupees today, and that 100 rupees is invested at 10% per annum. Then in 7 years, that 100 rupees will become 200 rupees. That is the basic math that you have to understand. Sometimes people spend a lot of time in trying to get into the perfection angle, in trying to understand absolutely to the point how much it is going to be and all that. It doesn't help. Mota mota hisab is always good, as we say in Marwari. It's very good that you understand the broad economics of it. So the rule of 70 is a very good rule. You should learn that rule. You should try and experiment with that rule, and use that rule to your benefit. I've used it for a long time, and I find it very easy actually. The last point on this slide essentially is loans for consumption versus loans for investment. Now, broadly speaking, you should not take a loan for consumption, because you are buying something which is going to go down in value, or it will lose its value the moment you consume it, and you will end up paying cost for it. You should not do it. But in today's day and age, it doesn't work, because your general population is young. India as a country is still, I think, demographically about 27, 28 years old. And you cannot really keep pushing consumption away forever. So there are people who are at younger ages who will take loans for consumption, which is fine. But broadly speaking, once you have matured and you are in your 30s and 40s, you should stop taking loans for consumption. You should start thinking of taking a home loan, for example, if you want to buy a house that you stay in, not for investment, but a house that you stay in. You should think of taking loans for your business, if at all you need loans for your business. But broadly speaking, taking a loan to buy an iPhone or taking a loan to go on a holiday is usually a bad idea. You should try and avoid that to the extent that you can. So this is all about the philosophy of investing. I think if you just follow these basic things, you are going to get it right. Again, it's about following these basic things over a long period of time to be able to get it right. It doesn't work if you do it once and then you forget about it. Moving on to the next slide. This is about where do you have to invest. So, investments and where you will invest can be looked at from various angles. You can look at it in terms of where do I invest, what is the risk, how much liquidity do you have, is this income going to give me, is this investment going to give me income or growth, tax kitna lagta hai, and what is the role of optionality. And I'm going to talk about this for the next few minutes. Investment spectrum, essentially, if you draw a line, and you look at investments starting from basically what you call fixed deposits all the way to equity, everything comes in between that, right? So if you look at fixed deposit se zyada risk hota hai in maybe short-term debentures, usse zyada risk hota hai long-term debentures mein, real estate mein, unlisted equity, and so on and so forth. This is the investment spectrum. There are lots of things that you can do in this spectrum. It actually takes people a lifetime to understand what is the full investment spectrum available to people. It's a very long subject. But broadly speaking, for India, I would break up the investment spectrum into three parts. I would say investment spectrum looks at debt, equity, and real estate. आप इसको simply इस तरीके से देखिए. Debt के अंदर में you should always try and be safe, try and be in the large companies, try and be with the government. Equity may try and, if you understand how to do equity and if you have been educated in how to look at balance sheets and what have you, then definitely you should go and invest on your own. But if you do not have that level of expertise, it is always better to go with a financial consultant and give them money to invest on your behalf and then monitor their performance. So that's the way it works on the equity side. Real estate has seen a huge cycle in the last 20 years. You've seen a cycle where it just went up, a cycle where it remained stagnant for a long time, and now it's an ambivalent cycle. In pieces it's going down, in pieces it's going up. The real estate cycle is actually between the equity and the debt cycle. So real estate in a long-term risk-adjusted basis, or not even risk-adjusted actually, in an absolute basis, makes only returns which are between debt and equity. The reason why you keep hearing people say कि अरे मैंने जमीन खरीदी उसका दाम 10 गुना हो गया 100 गुना हो गया is because they probably bought it a long time back. And if you measure the returns using the 70 formula that I just talked about, you will find that if you had invested in anything else at that time frame, it would probably have done exactly the same. Then you have certain properties which do better than other properties, certain shares which do better than other shares. So it's the same thing. But broadly speaking, these are the three asset classes in India that you should look at. As a rule, risk and return are linked. The more risk you take, the more return you will make. The less risk you take, the less return you will make. There are ways in which you can reduce your risk, which is basically by doing what we call asset allocation, or having a balanced portfolio where instead of investing everything in property or everything in equity or everything in debt, you go through a formula where you invest something in all three, and therefore you have a balanced portfolio. This is the international standard. Everywhere in the world, people invest across these three asset classes, and then you have a more or rather less volatile return profile over the next 20, 30 years of your life. Liquidity, in my opinion, is the most important thing. हम लोग जब real estate की बात करते हैं, तो real estate, in my opinion, becomes an exceedingly illiquid asset. जब आपको बेचना होगा, पैसा नहीं मिलेगा. Equity and debt on the other side are extremely liquid assets. You know, you can get out of equity in 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, whenever you want. Debt, you usually get your money back in 1 day. The issue is that equity में आपको आपका मतलब, you know, literally saying आप कितने पानी में हैं, you know every day, because the screen tells you exactly what your valuation is. In real estate, you can imagine what your valuation is. So there is no real price that you can say. In the same locality, property can cost 5,000 rupees a square feet, 4,000 rupees a square feet, and 6,000 rupees a square feet. Now you can decide that your property is worth 6,000 and be happy about it. But fundamentally, nobody really knows till you go to the market and you find a buyer who is going to buy that property. So that is what I call the liquidity premium. And always remember that illiquidity should be looked at as a discount, and liquidity should be put at a premium. If liquidity is at a premium, then you have to be more comfortable taking a lower return on a liquid asset versus a illiquid asset. So that's something that you should think about. The other point is about growth versus income. All assets which are equity and real estate in nature are what we call growth assets. And all assets which are fixed income in nature, which are debt in nature, are what we call income assets. इसका reason है कि debt के अंदर आपको हर साल ब्याज मिलता है. Fixed income, equity में आपको dividend मिलता है, real estate में आपको rent मिलता है. लेकिन in India, even now, the returns on equity and real estate by way of rent and dividend are extremely low. That is the reason why we always consider them to be a growth asset, and we consider fixed income to be an income asset, because you can still make 7-8% on fixed income on an annual basis. The impact of taxes is very, very important. And it is important because the more you can defer your tax, and again, I want to make this very clear, at no point of time in your life should you even try to do these things where you do funny things to try and cut taxes or evade taxes. But the government allows and encourages you to basically plan your taxes better. It allows you to defer your taxes by way of capital gains, by way of investing in instruments which are tax efficient. And you must utilize all that leeway that the government gives you so that you can defer taxes. And I will illustrate this with an example. Suppose आपका income 100 रुपया है और आपका tax bracket 35% है, तो आपने अगर 100 रुपया पे tax दिया, you are left with 65 rupees. Now you will invest 65 rupees. for 65 rupees to become 100 rupees, you have to first make 50% return on your money. Then you go back to 100 rupees. Versus if you can take away 100 rupees before tax and put it in investment, at the end of next year, even if you make 7% on that investment, it is 107 rupees. So that is the impact of taxation. So it is very important to understand and to remember that you, wherever it is possible for you to defer your taxation to a future date, you must take that alternative, because compounding works best when taxes are deferred at the end. That's something that you should think of. Lastly, about the role of optionality. See, optionality is, what is optionality? Optionality is the option of being able to do something else with your money. That comes with liquidity, lock-in, and so on. For example, आपने कोई debt fund में पैसा लगाया, तो वो debt fund के अंदर में अगर आपका lock-in है and you cannot take your money out for 5 years or 3 years or 1 year, then it doesn't help you, because एक साल में कोई भी मौका आया, आपको कोई दूसरा opportunity मिला, तो आप उस पैसे को निकाल नहीं सकते. So that is the role of optionality. You must think seriously about the role of optionality in investing. And wherever you get optionality, उसका premium होता है. You should be willing to accept a lower return for the purpose of being able to build optionality into your portfolio. So this is broadly speaking about where to invest. If you follow this, again, this is all you need to do as a person who is not into financial services. And if you do this, I think by and large, you'll be home. The third point is all about asset allocation. So what is asset allocation? Broadly speaking, if you have 100 rupees to invest, then putting everything into one asset class is a very dangerous thing. And dangerous doesn't mean it is going to go wrong. It could go very right also. A lot of people who put 100% of their money into real estate in 2004-05 and made tremendous amounts of money. Equally, those same people who put all their money in real estate in 2014-15 are crying today. Same way, everybody who put all their money in equity in 2020 March, today have made 3-4 times their money. But who knows, and who can time it, and who really knows whether tomorrow this will go up or this will go down. So what do you do? The way to do it is essentially that you basically spread your investments over the 3 asset classes that we have spoken about, which is debt, equity, and real estate. And you do an asset allocation based on your risk profile. What is risk profile? Risk profile is basically how much money you are willing to lose or not lose in a year. तो आपके पास अगर 100 रुपया है, अगर मार्केट बढ़ेगा 100 का 90 हो सकता है, 110 हो सकता है. आपका क्या टॉलरेंस है, आपको कितने दिन तक पैसा नहीं चाहिए, आपको कितना लिक्विडिटी चाहिए, कितना इनकम चाहिए, दैट इज अ फंक्शन ऑफ योर रिस्क प्रोफाइल. वो रिस्क प्रोफाइल होने पे एसेट एलोकेशन आपको आपका जो भी फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर है वो बना के देता है, और वो एसेट एलोकेशन से यू वांट टू इन्वेस्ट. I'm going to go to what is the magic formula first on asset allocation, because it's very important to understand this formula. In my life, I have now realized that the most simple formula to measure what your asset allocation should be is the 100 minus age formula. So let us say 100 minus age is equal to growth. This is the formula. So if you are 40 years old today, then you should have 100 minus 40, which means 60% of your money should be in growth. And growth का माने होता है real estate plus equity. If you are 80 years old, then you should have 20% of your money in growth and 80% of your money in debt. And this is the automatic slider. हर साल आप अपना portfolio को यही ratio देख के अगर churn करेंगे या ठीक करेंगे या balance करेंगे, तो I think you will get to the right place that you want to be over a period of time. What is growth and what is safety? I think this is very important. देखिए, ग्रोथ का माने होता है कि एक पोर्टफोलियो जिसके अंदर में there is going to be no return or no money back to you for the next many years. So if you look at real estate, for example, the only money you will get back from real estate is a little bit of rent, but real estate में आपका outgoing होने वाला है in terms of maintenance, taxes and what have you. Same way, equity में आपको खाली dividend income आने वाला है, which could be 1%, 2%, less than that. but you have no outgoing. So that is all growth assets. What is safety is basically something like a fixed deposit where you can take your money out tomorrow morning. You know, सामने में कोई bank है, like a State Bank or ICICI, HDFC, whatever, and you are getting some cash payment every month or every quarter or every year. So that is basically what you call safety. So these are two classifications. I want to make maximum return is a oxymoron. This is something that you cannot achieve. The return is what the market gives you. आपको अगर लगता है कि I can make 20%, 40%, 30%, 10%, ये सब मिथ्या है. Let me tell you a story. In my days in city, I used to manage a lot of money for most of the large families in India. And one of these families had a big pot of money, which was in investments. And they never invested in any, or rather they claimed that they never invested in anything which is less than 14-15% per annum. तो आप ऐसा समझिए कि 2010 में उनका कॉर्पस अगर 1000 रुपया था, तो 2018 के अंदर उनका कॉर्पस 1400 रुपया था. अब आप अगर देखेंगे कि 10 साल में, 8 साल में, 9 साल में, if the total return on 1000 rupees was just about 400 rupees, actually आपका रिटर्न तो 5% भी नहीं था. So, you know, for all the talk that people do that I will make 14%, 20%, 8%, जो भी बोलते हैं, ये आपके हाथ में नहीं है. आपके हाथ में है to follow the process, कि आपका process क्या है, आप कैसे कर रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं. That is the only thing that you can actually manage. And the return is what the market gives you. But if you are a disciplined investor and you invest over a long period of time, and by long period I mean minimum 5 to 10 years, then the return that you should expect is, broadly speaking, the GDP growth rate plus inflation and plus minus 1 or 2%. So broadly speaking, if the GDP growth rate is say 5%, inflation is 4%, then your portfolio return will be about 10%, 8%, यहाँ पर आएगा. अब उसमें if you have done 20%, then you are doing very, very well. And if you have made 5%, you are not doing that well. But broadly speaking, it is very important to understand that the return is what the market gives you. You cannot define कि मुझे कितना return बनाना है, because वो होता नहीं है. The last point on this slide is survival is most important. देखिए, it's very tempting, for example, today in the market to go and put all your money in companies directly in the equity market. सबको लगा दो, सब कुछ बढ़ रहा है, कल 1 का 2 हो जाएगा, परसों 3 हो जाएगा. But please remember that survival is very important. You know, many years ago, Anshul and I used to invest together. And in 2007, we had made a lot of money in the stock market. In 2008, our entire money went to zero, basically, because we were so fully invested कि जब 2008 में बाजार खराब हुआ तो हमारा पूरा पैसा खत्म हो गया. तो फिर हमको 2009 में वापस शुरू करना. So the most important thing is survival. आपका अगर पूरा पैसा एक ही बार में खत्म हो जाएगा तो आपको कोई फायदा नहीं होगा. So it is better that you have a asset allocation mix. You create a portfolio which has a certain portion of debt, certain portion of equity, certain portion of real estate, so that कभी भी अगर कोई भी चीज खराब होगी तो आपको वापस जीरो से चालू नहीं करना पड़ेगा. That's very, very important. This is the last slide, and I thought I will make this slide because it's just a slide that basically tells you what is it that you should do. And believe me, I'm telling you this with a lot of experience. If you just follow these small things, you are going to be okay. I don't know if you will make a lot of money, but you are going to be a very peaceful and happy investor at the end of 10 years. This much I can guarantee you. These are very simple steps. First, please buy term and health insurance. Most of you on the call are people who are breadwinners on your family. And God forbid tomorrow something happens to you, your family is going to be in difficulty. Today, the cost of insurance has gone down dramatically. You can buy a 1 crore term policy for 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 rupees a year. It's actually nothing. You should spend that much money and buy a term insurance. That money basically goes to waste. आपको वो पैसा वापस नहीं मिलता है. But you should be happy अगर वो पैसा आपको वापस नहीं मिलता है, because you are still alive. This money is only if case something happens to you, God forbid, then your family is safe. So that is the first thing. Second thing, please buy health insurance. Why should you buy health insurance? Because nobody can forecast how much you are going to spend on your medical expenses should something go wrong. Internationally, health insurance or healthcare costs is the single biggest reason why people get pushed from middle class to poverty. कोई भी आदमी जो मिडिल क्लास है, सडनली उनके ऊपर में 25 लाख 50 लाख का खर्चा अगर आ जाए कि कोई फैमिली मेंबर बीमार हो गया है, तो वो बेसिकली आदमी 2-4 साल में खत्म हो जाता है. And then again to start building that is very difficult. So it is most important that you buy term and health insurance. In fact, I keep saying this, that the first investment you should make when you are just out of school or college and you are starting your job is to buy a health and term insurance, because you are doing this not only to protect yourself but to protect the people around. दूसरी बात, always repay your loans before investing. आप जो भी कर लें, लोन पे जो आप ब्याज दे रहे हैं वो सच है, रिटर्न जो आएगा वो फ्यूचर में. तो जो हाथ में है पहले उसको प्रोटेक्ट कीजिए. ऑलवेज, वेदर यू हैव अ होम लोन, यू हैव अ पर्सनल लोन, यू हैव अ क्रेडिट कार्ड लोन, पहले उसको रिपे कीजिए. होम लोन में स्पेसिफिकली बिकॉज द गवर्नमेंट गिव्स यू सम रिलीफ ऑन टैक्सेशन, आई थिंक मोटा मोटा अबाउट 30 लाख रुपीज ऑफ होम लोन इज अ ऑप्टिमम साइज where you make some benefit because of taxation. But उसके ऊपर कोई फायदा नहीं. You should actually pay your home loan before you invest. After you are done with these two, the first thing you should do is you should go and invest in Public Provident Fund, PPF. You should do investments in PPF in every family member's name. Your name, your wife's name, your children's name if you can, if they are majors, your parents' name, सबके नाम पे कीजिए. इसका लिमिट 1.5 लाख रुपया साल का होता है, और दैट इज द इनकम ऑन दैट इज टैक्स फ्री टू यू एंड इट इज guaranteed by Government of India. Till recently, PPF rates were 8.5% post tax. It is the best investment you can do by a margin. You cannot do anything better than PPF. After PPS, for people who are salaried, the best investment is National Pension Scheme. Again, because whatever you contribute to NPS by way of your salary payroll is deducted pre-tax. तो उसको आप बीट नहीं कर सकते. आप कुछ भी कीजिए, ये इन्वेस्टमेंट से बेटर रिटर्न आपको नहीं है. After you have done with PPF and NPS, you should start doing what is called SIP or systematic investment plan. You should choose with the help of a financial advisor, or now internet also, there are so many tools to select 4, 5, 6 funds which you like. और उसमें हर महीना without fail, without thinking and absolutely mindlessly invest some money. And that some money can be from 1,000 rupees to 1 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupees, it doesn't matter. But the important thing is the discipline of making this investment on a monthly basis. You should not look at this investment. If you do SIP continuously for 10 years, again I am repeating, if you do SIP continuously for 10 years, then broadly speaking, the volatility in portfolio just vanishes. फिर आपका वो portfolio आपको 10-11% per annum आपको लगेगा ये return आने लग गया है. This is the magic of SIP. So SIP is always your friend. एक चीज और, aggression reduces as you age. You know, when you are 25, 30, 35, you are more aggressive. You have the courage to lose money. But as you get older, when you start hitting your 40s, 50s, 60s, you will actually take less risk. And therefore you will make less return. So what it means is that when you are young, you are in your 20s and 30s, take more risk, put more money in equity, put more money in real estate. Because if you keep investing in debt when you are 25 and 30, you will not be able to invest in equity when you are 40 and 50. So that's really important. Discipline is the most important thing. All that I have said today, if you are not going to be disciplined about it, if you are not going to do this continuously over a long period of time, you're not going to succeed. You have to believe that you are doing the right thing. If you believe you are doing the right thing and you keep doing it over the next 5-10 years, you will make money, you will protect yourself, you will have a very happy outcome of what you are doing. But you have to believe. बिकॉज बहुत समय आएगा बीच में जब आपको लगेगा अरे मेरे दोस्त ने ज्यादा पैसा कमा लिया, इसने ये प्रॉपर्टी खरीदी वो बढ़ गया, इसने ये शेयर खरीदा वो बढ़ गया. जरूरी नहीं है कि आप करेंगे तो वही होगा. So that's something to remember. The other point which is very, very important is to make a will. Everybody who is north of 40 or even 30, who has a family, who have wife and children, it is very important to make a will, because if you do that, you are actually reducing the complications for your family tomorrow if something happens to you. We take these things very, very casually. But please remember, in COVID, just a few months ago, how many young people have passed away? And they've passed away without any notice. 2-3 दिन में आदमी खत्म हो गए. अब क्या होता है कि जो बच जाते हैं उनके लिए मुश्किल हो जाती है, बिकॉज उनको मालूम नहीं है क्या करना है, पैसे कहाँ हैं, कौन सी प्रॉपर्टी है, किसके नाम पे है, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. तो ये विल बनाना बहुत जरूरी है. There are hundreds and hundreds of websites where you can create a will online. It's very simple. It doesn't take much. 200 रुपए का स्टैम्प पेपर लगता है. This is the single most important document that you should make, and you should give it to your family कि भाई अगर कुछ भी होगा तो ये will आप लिखिए, इसके अंदर डिटेल्स है, ये आपके लिए है. Last point, please teach basic finance to your spouse and children. What I have explained to you today, if people start learning this at an early age and they understand that there is no point in trying to be aggressive, there is no point in trying to run behind it, you are going to have a much better profile, a much better return profile, and a much less volatile future than you have. Also, it helps you if something goes wrong, then at least your children, your spouse is ready to take over from where you have left it and be able to take care of your legacy. So this is all actually, in my opinion, we have by and large covered whatever the fundamentals of investing are. And this will basically help you to navigate your own finances much better. So with this, I'm going to stop the presentation. And, if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer. I hope this has been helpful to you, and all yours.
Thank you, Vinitji. This was really insightful, crisp, I would say, presentation. So anyone who have any kind of a question, please feel free to ask him.
Okay, so Vineet, I have two questions. Number one, as far as the insurance is concerned, is there any central website or a central agency kind of a thing where a person can go, go feed the name, Aadhaar card, PAN card, etc., and find out what all insurances the deceased person had taken? Because what has happened is, one of my friend passed away, and his wife is not aware what all insurances he had taken. All of a sudden, one of the financial advisor once came to their house, and he told them, "Okay, please give me his death certificate. I will get you this thing. I will help you in getting the insurance." But his wife was not aware that through this particular financial advisor, he had taken a very large term plan.
I don't think at this point there is a Rishi, is there a central registry? I don't think there's a central registry which takes care of insurance. Most of the insurance policies get uploaded on what is called the digital stack, which is DigiLocker. Yeah. But you have to download those certificates on DigiLocker. So if you actually hire somebody, and there are these agencies that do it, they can probably run a search and find out for you what are the policies in that person's name. But broadly speaking, देखिए 2-3 चीजें होती है. एक, आपका जब भी कोई क्रेडिट कार्ड होता है तो उसके ऊपर आपको फ्री एक्सीडेंट इंश्योरेंस मिलता है. तो गॉड फॉरबिड समथिंग हैपेंस इन एक्सीडेंट, तो क्रेडिट कार्ड में एक्सीडेंट इंश्योरेंस होता है. जो भी नेशनल इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज है उसमें आप पैन कार्ड के थ्रू सर्च कर सकते हैं. But I don't think there's a central registry where you can check through a PAN card or Aadhaar card whether that person has taken a policy. Till about 2 years ago, actually, there was no need to give a PAN card or Aadhaar card to buy a policy. ये तो अभी 2 साल पहले ही change हुआ है कि आपका all your policies are now linked to Aadhaar and PAN. But it's a good point. I think maybe at some forum we should also raise it, Rishi, that for people there is a need to actually be able to even find out, because families don't know.
So my small input, you're right, Vineet, there is no central agency. Unlike mutual funds, अगर आप CAMS के या आप के website पे जाके अपना PAN card या अपना email address डालें, या can with the other Carvey के भी उस पे हो जाता है. You can get all the details, whatever investments you have done across last 15-20 years, you can pull it out. ऐसा कोई प्रोसेस म्यूचुअल
मैं रेकमेंड कर सकता हूँ सर, आप एडा को एक लेटर लिखिए, जो भी आपके परिचित हैं. If you write a letter to IRDA stating that ये certain such person है and he is deceased, and we have not found his will and we don't know, maybe they will respond to you. I don't know, but this is the regulator. So there is a way in which, for example, the regulator plays a role. जैसे म्यूचुअल फंड के अंदर में जो अकाउंटेंट होता है वो कैम्स है, कार्वी है, तो उनके पास रिकॉर्ड रहता है. सेम वे जो शेयर्स होते हैं उसमें NSDL, CDSL के पास रिकॉर्ड रहता है. इंश्योरेंस का रिकॉर्ड खाली इंश्योरेंस कंपनी के पास रहता है. अब वो डिजी लॉकर में अपलोड हो रहा है. बट IRDA थ्रू देयर मैकेनिज्म कैन राइट टू द इंश्योरेंस कंपनी, बिकॉज दे आर द रेगुलेटर फॉर ऑल इंश्योरेंस कंपनी, एंड दे कैन आस्क देम कि भाई ये सिचुएशन है, आप बताइए. एटलीस्ट आपका क्लेम लॉन्च हो जाएगा. See, you may not get an answer tomorrow morning, but at least you know that अगर कुछ है तो आप लिमिटेशन में नहीं आएंगे. See, फर्ज कीजिए 3 साल बाद आपको कोई कागज मिलता है और आपने 3 साल प्रीमियम नहीं दिया है, तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी कैन कम बैक एंड से कि भाई आपने टाइमली क्लेम नहीं किया, ये नहीं किया, वो नहीं किया. बट वंस यू हैव रिटन टू IRDA एंड यू हैव सेड कि भाई ये डेथ सर्टिफिकेट है, ये पर्सन नहीं रहे, हमको मालूम नहीं है, एटलीस्ट यू हैव अ चांस टू गो एंड टेल देम कि भाई आई डिड नॉट नो दे हैव अ पॉलिसी. But I had filed a letter or a claim with IRDA, so at least you entertain me. There's a chance that you will get something.
IRDA की वेबसाइट पे भी आप जाके ये लिख सकते हैं. You can write to them, and that brings to a very small important point. What we call the concept of a blue book. That is something which we can maybe discuss later. Which blue book is we tell all our clients to keep a record of all such things, even your real estate transactions, your insurances, your mutual funds, and at one place which should be stored. And ये जो आप बात बता रहे हैं बहुत common है, where the main breadwinner has done certain transactions and the family is not aware, and all that goes for a waste if the benefits are not transferred. So we have a concept of a blue book where you basically write all your account numbers, all your insurance policies, and you keep it somewhere which can be accessed by chance if the person does not exist. So that's a concept which everyone should follow.
Right. Actually, what had happened was he's a very young guy, just 38 years old, and over the period of past 15-16 years of his working time, he had taken a lot of policies, most of which his wife and his brother were aware. And some of the policies which his brother was not aware, his wife was aware, brother was not aware, like that. But there were also some policies which no one in the family was aware. And when this financial advisor approached them, they were completely shocked. Although they knew that financial advisor by name, but they did not know he had taken such a huge insurance cover through him. But he's
एडा को लिखिए, आपको शायद जवाब मिलेगा.
I got your point. And, thank you very much. Yeah.
Shashank ji, I have an input here. Hello.
Yes,
go ahead, Mohita.
Yeah. Thank you. Atul sir, आप कुछ बोल रहे थे?
No, go. You first. Chivalry isn't dead yet.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. First, Vineet ji, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm not really a finance person. I'm more of anatomy, physiology, psychology person. But I really appreciate the very clear way you spoke. I was messaging to my husband. I said, "इतना अच्छा समझा रहे हैं कि मुझे भी समझ में आ रहा है."
Thank you very much.
So that said, and I really appreciate that. And Shashank ji, I have an input for you. First of all, there is, yes, the pandemic has caused people to suddenly lose people, and it's been very difficult. I have a lady friend I know who also lost her husband in a very dreadful manner in the COVID. She's also a financial planner herself, just like Prerna is wonderful here. So one of the things that this lady Tanu Shangle has started is that she helps the ladies, widows, free of cost. If that is of any help to your friend or otherwise, definitely we have Prerna here. So, and Vineet ji is already guiding. But if that is of any help to your friend, please let me know. I'll share her number. Or if
Sure.
anybody needs. Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
Mr. Bagri, thank you.
You want to
Sir,
speak,
after
Atul?
you.
Please carry on. No, not.
Sir, after
I
you.
will always be after you. Please.
सर
Please
गाड़ी
continue.
छूट जाएगी उसमें.
तो नहीं छूटेगी सर. मैंने आपकी गाड़ी पकड़ी हुई है. Please continue.
Mr. Bagri, thank you for your time. As soon as Anshul told me that you speak the two finance languages in this country, Gujarati and Marwadi, I was hooked.
Okay.
So my only question is, if one has invested over 30 years or 40 years in PPF, does it make sense to continue in there?
What is the alternative? I mean, today, if you are already sitting on money in the PPF and you continue investing, it's जो हो गया उसको मत देखिए. आप ये देखिए कि today, where are you going to get 8% post tax? नहीं मिलने वाला है.
True.
तो फिर क्या फर्क पड़ता है? लगाते रहिए.
ठीक है. I get it. Thank you so much, man. And it was really informative. I'm going to make a will today. Sandeep Chana, you're not in there.
What are you saying? I missed that.
I said I'm going to make a will today, and Sandeep Chana, you're not in there.
On you.
Haji sir. Sir, I
आपकी
can't
आवाज
hear
नहीं आ
you,
रही.
sir.
Not there.
सुनील जी.
सुनील जी, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Just wait a minute. If you can
Now we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First of all, sir, thank you so much. आपने बहुत ही प्यार से कूल वे के अंदर में हम सबको ये एहसास करा दिया कि हम लोगों ने अपनी लाइफ में अभी तक कहाँ-कहाँ गलतियां करी है और कहाँ-कहाँ हम उसको सुधार सकते हैं.
That was not the intention, sir, but it just is the reality. Sorry, sir, I can't hear you.
सुनील साहब, आपकी आवाज फिर से गई.
No audio, no audio.
साहब ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा.
It is coming?
Yes.
बेटर. वो अतुल ने पहले ही कहा था गाड़ी छूट जाएगी तो शायद वो गाड़ी बीच में मिस हो रही थी. Anyway, whatever you said, actually you made everybody realize that in the past what the mistakes has been done and what are the right ways to correct.
Thank you, sir.
फ्रीज हो गया इनका.
I think probably facing some network issues.
मैंने कहा था he's gonna miss the bus.
Anyone else who would like to ask anything particularly to Vinitji?
Abhishek, did you have a question?
Whose question? Puri Saab's? No.
Did you want to ask Vinit something?
I'm good, yaar. Really good presentation. I mean, literally, I'm echoing what Puri Saab was saying. There are a few things, although I've got 22 years left till I reach his age. There is a bit of course correction that is definitely required. But Vinit, thanks, man. Just how simply you break it down, yeah, very, very helpful. My wife's a finance person, and I think I should start sitting with her, learning a few tricks of the trade. Although she, I think, ensures that I keep away from the accounts. It's better for the family.
One small thing, Bagri ji.
बताइए.
जैसे कि आज की सिनेरियो में जो म्यूचुअल फंड्स के या जो सारे इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हैं, तो सब में वैल्यूएशन बहुत अच्छी नजर आ रही है, हाई नजर आ रही है, रिटर्न अच्छी नजर आ रही है. तो हाउ इज देयर ए वे दैट उसको थोड़ा सा इन द सेंस कि कैपिटलाइज किया जाए, ब्लॉक किया जाए, सो दैट इफ टुमारो शेयर मार्केट गोज डाउन, देन जो आज की वैल्यूएशंस है मैं उससे स्लाइड ना करूं.
देखिए सर, दिस इज द होल कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ एसेट एलोकेशन.
ओके.
जब आप एसेट एलोकेशन करते हैं तो आप एसेट एलोकेशन में डिसाइड करते हैं कि माय let's say debt equity is 60-40. Like I am 45 years old, so maybe my debt equity will be 55-45. अब क्या हुआ है कि लास्ट ईयर में इक्विटी के दाम बढ़ गए हैं, तो नेचुरली ये जो 55% है, दिस विल बिकम 60-65%, वॉट एवर इट इज, राइट? तो because I am following the discipline of asset allocation, I will be forced to sell 5-10% of my holdings and bring myself back to 65-55%. तो आप अगर एसेट एलोकेशन फॉलो करेंगे डिलीजेंटली, बिना सोचे, दिमाग मत लगाइए, एक्चुअली मिस्टेक तब होता है जब आदमी दिमाग लगाता है, दिमाग मत लगाइए, आप बिना दिमाग लगाए एसेट एलोकेशन फॉलो कीजिए, इट विल बी अ गुड आउटकम। आपका जो आप बोल रहे हैं ना कि मार्केट पे आप प्रॉफिट बुक करेंगे, the reverse will also happen. Last year March 2020 में हम लोगों का जब asset allocation model बोल रहा था कि अब ये तो यार equity has gone from say 55% to 40%, so we also sold debt and bought more equity. So reverse also happens. So if you believe in the model, it will take care of itself.
Thank you.
हाँ जी सर, मैं बीच में से भाग गया था, एक्चुअली निगाह मेरी थोड़ी अतुल की बिल पे चली गई थी, तो इसके लिए इंटरनेट ने उसको सपोर्ट किया, being digital marketing.
Sorry sir, but still your voice is coming like very low. If you can be a little louder.
Is it okay now?
Yes
Yes,
sir.
better.
अभी ठीक है?
हाँ जी सर।
ठीक है सर। अच्छा सर, मैं पॉइंट आपने एक पॉइंट रखा था कि जो इन्वेस्टमेंट के से प्रॉफिट्स या बिजनेस से भी कुछ प्रॉफिट्स आते हैं, उनको आप कैसे इन्वेस्ट और जगह कर सकते हैं जहां से आप यू कैन सेव योर इनकम टैक्स?
देखिए क्या है, आई थिंक दिस इज अ मोर डिफिकल्ट टॉपिक इन टर्म्स ऑफ what to do with your business income or your salary income and how can you invest that to save taxes. I don't think I will be able to answer this in a shortcut, but my recommendation to you sir is to connect with your tax consultant or with your chartered accountant, because they will be the best people to guide you. There is no generic answer. कोई एक ऐसा generic answer नहीं है कि ये करने से tax आपका better होगा. I don't think that is possible.
Thank you. Vineet ji, I would like to know your input on one of the things which I have taught my children. Just wanted to know your opinion. What I have told them, actually, both of them are doing graduation and also doing their part-time job in US and Canada. What I've heard, I had told them from very, very beginning, even when they were in school, that whatever is your bring home after tax, out of that, keep only 50% for yourself for your monthly expenses. Rest 50% you may divide between liquid asset, gold, equity, mutual fund, and charity and donation, 10% each. What is your input on this? And they are actually doing it, so I'm happy they are able to, develop quite a good corpus.
It depends entirely, sir, on what is your income and what is the profile that you are in, what is the kind of life you are living. If they are working in the US or they are staying in the US where income levels are basically better if you are a college graduate, then yes, you have the opportunity to be able to follow these kind of systems. Also in the US, there are certain tax benefits that you get when you file 10K, you put all the money there and all that. But look, I think it's again very case specific. अगर सब कोई ये सोचने लगेंगे तो फिर कंज्यूम कौन करेगा? आप देखिए हिंदुस्तान में एवरेज जो बच्चा है वो 25-26 साल का, वो 25-30 हजार रुपया महीना कमाता है। अभी 25-30 हजार रुपया महीने में अगर वो 50% सेव करेगा तो वो जिंदगी क्या जिएगा? It doesn't work, sir. So it is very, very person specific and it is very, very individual choice driven. There is no right answer. I don't think any one answer works for everyone.
Okay, actually what happened was the same thing my children questioned me, but I told them, okay, suppose तुम 30,000 कमा रहे हो और तुमको सिर्फ 15,000 करना है, तो ये assume करो कि तुम्हारी जॉब ही 15,000 की लगी है।
ऐसा होता नहीं है।
You don't have access to the remaining 15.
One thing, sir, I must tell you that one thing the last 1.5 years has taught us is that life is too short. Nobody knows, sir, आप कल रहेंगे नहीं रहेंगे. I'm sorry to say, but I don't know. So आप ये सब करते रहेंगे और एक दिन समय खत्म हो जाएगा, फिर कोई फायदा नहीं होगा. So there is a time and place to do it, and there's a time and place not to do it. So if you are 20 years old and you are saving 50%, I will hat off to you. But I don't know if it is required actually.
Okay. Both of them are able to save 50%. I mean, that's the feedback.
So this is my own opinion. Don't take me otherwise. But when I was 50 or 20 or 25 years, I was actually minus. I was not even saving.
I know. Even I was in minus when I was that old. That is why I told my children to do the other way around.
Yeah.
So, Shashank Saab, the only value that money has is when you spend it. Otherwise, you have it, so it just makes you happy.
Yes, it is true.
Vinijay, do you have a way that the young folks can reach you, and do you run some kind of a workshop for them or something? Because we all have.
Actually, I am very media shy, and I have only once come on TV for about 10 minutes, and I actually don't do these talks also. After many years of persuasion, that I have agreed to do this also. But there are lots of courses and online streams which are available. Actually, it's full of it. I mean, if you go to YouTube, you will get hundreds of videos where people speak better than me, and they will be able to explain these things easier.
Vinitji, I have a question. Can I ask?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, you're looking very good on media. I think you should explore that. Second is about agriculture.
If you don't mind, I'm
investments.
going to call my wife. You should tell her. I don't think she believes it.
Okay.
Even if all of us tell her, she won't.
Ratnakar ji, can I give an input here? Taking the benefit of the chivalry that Atul sir just mentioned.
Yeah.
So, Vinitji, I'd like to say here that if you have an ability, if you have a gift of explaining something with simplicity, if you can explain the theory of relativity to a 5-year-old, then that's a service you can get. So I'd really, really encourage you to go ahead and maybe even I don't hold large, I hold small workshops. My programs don't have more than 10 people at a time. Even if I'm working with a people of 100, I say break them down. I will not take 100 people at one time. So,
Mohita, sorry to interrupt you, but I assure you, मुझे पता है कौन सी नव ज़बानी है. मैं वो नव ज़बान दूंगा. He will be doing that session very soon.
Okay, over to Ratnakar sir. Yes.
Okay, sorry. About agriculture and horticulture, investments in these fields these days, is it something that we could look into?
So see, agriculture, horticulture, it's a very vast subject again, and it depends on where you are going, what you are doing. Are you going in the production side, the services side? Are you in the side which develops technology for these sectors? So, there is no dearth of ideas in terms of what you can do. If you just look at production, for example, let me talk of stubble burning in Delhi. That's a pressing problem today. I don't know if you know, but this problem can be solved by 10-15,000 crore rupees only. That's all it costs. And you just need to buy these huge mulching machines and give it to the farmers in Punjab free. And they can basically mulch their way through everything. And that becomes fertilizer for them. But just see this small thing which can save billions and billions of dollars in terms of emission and in terms of healthcare costs is not being done. So you have to decide, what is it that you want to do? But ultimately, I think if you are able to identify what is it that you want to do, what is it that you're passionate about, and you are able to find a niche in that, it works. Agriculture is going to remain a very valid field for our lifetime at least. So it depends what you want to do.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you everyone. In case still somebody has any kind of a question, feel free to ask, or else we move on for ending for the meeting. Anyone for the questions? Okay. I would like to add a small bit. शशांक जी, आपका एक क्वेश्चन था इंश्योरेंस से रिलेटेड. आपने कहा जो भी कंसर्न पर्सन है उनको फाइनेंशियल प्लानर जो भी उनके थे उन्होंने टर्म प्लान की पॉलिसी का दे दिया है डिटेल. So if that person has that particular one policy, उनकी पुरानी पॉलिसीज जितनी होंगी मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली उसमें मेंशन होंगी. So there is a possibility that you can get the details from that particular policy itself, क्योंकि वहाँ पर term plan में particularly it is important to mention. So probably if the planner has taken that with the like proper laws, then surely उसमें आपको और insurance policies की details मिल जाएंगी. So that will be a like easy way to get through properly. Just a suggestion, बाकी. Okay.
Even very valid point. Very valid point. Thank you very much. I'll put this across.
Is it not possible to trace everything from the PAN number or something?
Sir, PAN number से company to company check करना पड़ सकता है. It cannot be done overall centralized, but yes, company to company can be checked. So if the person knows कि मेरी इस company में है लेकिन मेरे को policy number नहीं याद है, then still there is a possibility to check with that. But LIC में अभी centralized नहीं हुआ है. LIC में अभी भी हम कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा फंस जाते हैं.
प्रेरणा जी, इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट नहीं बता सकता इस चीज के लिए कि वो एक बार एक पोर्टल पे डाल के बताते हैं कि यहाँ पे आपने इन्वेस्ट किया, यहाँ पे TDS कटा, ये कटा, वो सारा एक ही पोर्टल पे आ जाता है.
सर विनीत सर ने ना बहुत राइटली कहा, जो पुरानी पॉलिसीज थी उनको कहीं लिंक नहीं किया गया था. तो अब जो चीजें आ रही हैं, दोज आर लाइक गेटिंग लिंक्ड नाउ. सो गोइंग फॉरवर्ड प्रॉब्ली दैट विल बी अ इजियर पार्ट, बट अभी तक वो चीजें उस तरीके से नहीं हो पा रही थी. सो विनीत सर ने इस चीज के लिए बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया. आई वुड रियली अप्रिशिएट एंड द एंटायर सेशन वाज ऑसम. सो कमिंग टू द एंड नाउ, या
Don't you think in your income tax returns you have to mention all the insurance policies?
Yes, you have to.
Okay, so they can probably get it from there also.
The question is, if the family anyway doesn't know, then the probability is that the person has not even mentioned it as in his ITR. तो chances हैं ये आपको खुद करना चाहिए. बट अगर आपने अपने मतलब ITR is a secondary thing, आपने अपने फैमिली को ही नहीं बताया है, then the chances are कि आपने ITR में भी नहीं मेंशन किया होगा और आपको खुद ही भूल गए होंगे.
Yeah, absolutely, that I agree. But ये भी होता है कि अगर ITR में किया भी है, that is a total number. Like this is what you are paying, but not the policy number. So how will you get which company and which policy number? So that is also a concern. और वो centralize ये सारा कुछ अब होना शुरू हो रहा है. जिनकी पुरानी है, somebody was taken like 10 years back, you cannot track those particular policies. So that is okay.
Thanks,
so
everyone.
We are sure that everyone had many takeaways today, and thank you all for attending the session.
Thank you.
You can leave your feedback.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, so you can leave your feedback at info@manzilindia.com. One of the Manzil member might call you for the feedback and to invite you to be a member in case you would like to be a member of Manzil. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night, sir.